Gardenia Bread, once a famous bread company in Malaysia owned by Gardenia Bakeries in the Berhad, was established on 1986, located at Semenanjung, Malaysia. Especially Puchong, at the largest factory, has multiple product of bread targeted all people in Malaysia. The product reached all over Malaysia. Scarcity exists as a result of boundless human desire that the finite resources are unable to satisfy. Available, Gardenia also has cakes and cream rolls in addition to selling and producing a variation of loaf. If they wish to produce more at the same time but are unable to do so because the scarce resource, then there is a scarcity. Limited resources. If company has additional resources, they can still accomplish it. Option due to scarcity about Gardenia. Itself at the option is to make the fewer cakes and more loaf. Opportunity cost, the amount of goods given up or the benefits given up on the second best alternative to make the best choice. Basic economic problem. What to produce based on society's demand and the available resources? The company chose to produce more loaf rather than cakes and cream rolls. There is more demand for loaf. How much to produce? Refers to the quantity to be produced depends on society demand related to the wise and the efficient usage of scarce resources without any wastage.
How to produce have two ways. First is the method or technique of production. Second, the company use capital intensive for minimizing the cost. Next, what to produce is depends on the distribution of income in society. Second, the product is mostly for those who have normal income. Third, the product was sold at a lower price than other brands. Law of demand. When price decrease, quantity increase. When price increase, quantity will decrease. Downward sloping demand curve, negative relationship, and price matching rate decrease and quantity will increase.
Next is law of supply, and first is
price increase, demand will increase too. Price decrease and quantity will decrease. Positive relationship, price of Gardenia bread increase, quantity will also increase. This using a upward sloping supply curve.
Price elasticity of demand measures the responsiveness of the quantity demanded due to the change in its price. For Gardenia Company, price elasticity of demand is to measure the responsiveness of the quantity demanded for the bread due to the change in the bread price. So, I will explain the diagram of price and elasticity of demand. At the price of 4 ringgit and 10 cents, quantity demanded from consumer is 3,000 units. Meanwhile, when the price increased from 4 ringgit and 20 cents to 4 ringgit and 30 cents, the quantity demanded started to decrease to 1,000 units. The diagram shows the relationship between price and quantity of demand. As you can see, the demand line is looking downward, which shows that the relationship between the price and also quantity of demand is negative. So when the price increase, demand will decrease. For example, when the price is increased from 4 ringgit and 10 cents to 4 ringgit and 20 cents, the demand will increase from 3,000 to 2,000 units. Calculation, we need to use the formula as shown. Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 times P1 over P2 minus P1. So the calculation will be 2,000 minus 3,000 over 3,000 times 4 ringgit and 10 cents over 4 ringgit and 20 cents minus 4 ringgit and 10 cents. The price of elasticity of demand is 13 ringgit and 67 cents. Income elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded for a particular good with respect to the changes in the income of the consumer. In Gardenia Company, income elasticity of demand measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded for their highest demand goods, that is bread. As we can see, the diagram shows that income increased, but the quantity demanded is still the same, which is 1,000 units. Gardenia bread is defined as essential good because it will get zero income elasticity after the calculation was made. This means that no matter how the income changes, the quantity demanded for Gardenia bread will still stay the same. As a result, Gardenia company can focus to produce their bread because the demand for the bread will be unchanged due to the changes of the consumer income. For the calculation, we need to use the formula as shown. Q2 minus Q1 over Q1 times Y1 over Y2 minus Y1. So the calculation will be 1000 minus 1000 over 1000 times 3000 over 4000 minus 3000. So the income elasticity of demand is 0. The table below will show how Gardenia market equilibrium is determined and the condition of Gardenia market disequilibrium. So now we look at the graph. The graph shows how market equilibrium can be drawn using the table information. The equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity are achieved when the demand curve, DD, intersect with the supply curve, SS, as it's shown on point E, DD equals to SS. The equilibrium price for Gardenia is RM4.10, and the equilibrium quantity is 3000 units. This is the stability point, which means as the market equilibrium is achieved, there will be no tendency for price and quantity to change. At this point, both buyers and sellers are willing to buy and sell goods and services in the market. In addition, there are two other conditions shown in the table above, which are shortage and surpluses. There are the problems that arise due to this equilibrium. Shortage happens when the quantity demanded is greater than quantity supplied. This problem occurs because the price is situated below the equilibrium price. As shown in the table, when priced at RM2.10, the quantity demanded is 5000 units, while the quantity supplied is only 10,000 units. Thus, there is a shortage of 4000 units. There will be forces to push the price towards the equilibrium level. Specifically, there will be an upward pressure for the price to increase towards the equilibrium price. Surplus occurs when quantity demanded is less than quantity supplied. This problem arises when the price is above the equilibrium price. As shown in the table, when priced at RM5.10, the quantity demanded is only 2000 units, while quantity supplied is 4000 units. This leads to surplus of 2000 units. When price is located above the equilibrium price, there will be a downward pressure for the price to reduce towards the equilibrium position.
Price control is the process by which the government regulates the price of goods and services. There are two main types of price control. 1. Price ceiling. 2. Price floor. In maximum market equilibrium, the government intervenes using a price ceiling. A price ceiling or a maximum price is a legal limit set by the government on how high a price can be charged for a product. This price is set below the market equilibrium price to prevent producers from raising price above this level. The purpose of a price ceiling is to protect consumers from being charged excessively high price that could harm them and society as a whole. For example, in maximum market, if the equilibrium price of a product is RM4.10, the government might set a price ceiling at RM3.50. This means that product cannot charge more than RM3.50 for their product, ensuring that the product remains affordable for consumers. The diagram below illustrates this concept. It shows how the price ceiling is set below the equilibrium price, thereby keeping the maximum price that seller can charge. This intervention helps to prevent unfair pricing practice and maintain of a level of affordability for essential goods and services. From the diagram, we can see that the maximum price is set below the equilibrium price. This means seller must comply with the price set by the government. Let's take the example of Gardenia bread. Suppose the market price for 1 unit of bread is RM4.10. If the government set a maximum price at RM3.10 per unit, Gardenia must sell each unit of bread at RM3.10, not RM4.10. When the maximum price is below the market price, it creates a shortage of goods and service. In this case, the quantity demanded for bread is 30 units, while the quantity supplied is only 10 units. This results in excess demand, a shortage of bread amounting to 3 units, 13 units minus 10 units supplied. The lower price increases the demand, but suppliers are not willing to supply enough at the price, causing a shortage. In summary, while a price ceiling is intended to make goods more affordable for consumers, it can lead to shortage when set below the equilibrium price. In our example, the government intervention caused a shortage of 3 units of bread, demonstration of the delicate balance needed in price control measures. Advantage and disadvantage of price ceiling. 1. Advantage. Consumer benefit. Price ceiling ensure that consumer can purchase goods and service at more affordable price. It's particularly beneficial for essential items, making them accessible to a broader segment of the population. 2. Protect vulnerable population. By preventing price from rising beyond a certain level, price ceiling help protect low-income and vulnerable population from inflation and price control, contributing to social welfare and economic equity. And for disadvantage. 1. Black market and smuggling. The imposition of price ceiling can lead to the development of black market and illegal trade. Producers must smuggle to goods to neighboring countries where they can sell them at a higher price by placing local restriction. And for the number 2, production costs and shortage. When prices are kept artificially low, producers may find it unprofitable to produce certain goods, leading to reduced supply and greater shortage. This can exacerbate the very problem the price ceiling was intended to address. And for the number 3, illegal activities and corruption. Producers might resort to bribery, corruption, and hoarding to circumvent price control. Hoarding creates artificial shortage, which producers can use to pressure the government into raising price, undermining the policy goal.